All right, YouTube. Well, I'm hoping to get this video done in one segment without hitting the wrong button on my cell phone and stopping the video prematurely. But this is a head from a 2008 Yamaha FXHO wave runner. It'd be the same as the FX140, the VX110, basically all the Yamaha lineup as the four-stroke goes. So here's the motor itself. What happened was the spark plug in cylinder number 3 here was fused in. It was absolutely just completely corroded, rusted in on the bottom of this one. The motor sat for like 5 years unused, and so it busted off, of course, when I tried to get it out. Finally gave up and just had to bust it and then pulled the head. But before I pulled the head, I tried to take a punch and a screwdriver and break away a little bit of the remaining ceramic here, and using a punch down there, and you can see on the bottom right side like the 4 to 5 o'clock position and about the 10, 11 o'clock position. I ended up buggering up the actual mating surface where the spark plug rests, and so the crush washer will not seat in there anymore. I did end up drilling this out from the back side using a whole bunch of different drill bits, etc., and it took about 3 hours. Is more for the lesson than anything, to see if I could do it, and did get it out, and was able to salvage the threads. So I was able to put a spark plug down there, torque it down to spec. But the problem is, when I rotated the motor around counterclockwise, I sprayed some WD-40 down in this hole with the spark plug in place, and it was blowing bubbles up. So basically compression was getting by that crush washer due to the buggered up horizontal flat mating surface that you see down there. So instead of just trying to fix that problem, I went ahead and I wanted to try these things out anyway. These are called Time Sert. And it's a system. I think it's about 150, 170 bucks or something like that on Amazon. And it comes with a wrench. Comes with, this particular pack came with 2 short thread repair kits and 3 longer repair kits. I ordered these for the FXHO. I'm not going to say it'd be for the VX110, but it's probably the same thread pitch. The thread pitch inside here is going to be a M10 1.0. So the M10 1.0 kit. Ooh, I almost pushed that button that I turned off my phone here. So it also has this. It creates the seat for this. I'll show you that up a little bit closer in a second. First step is going to be using this step bit here. We're going to feed it down in. Probably throw a little bit of WD in it, ain't going to hurt. That first stage on there is going to thread into the M10. Okay, that's better. All right, so we're trying to keep it centered on the hole, and we're screwing in those M10 threads. In theory is what I should be doing right now. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything. So this should just be an M10 1.0. Let's see if that's correct. Let me put that on my, yeah. So on my little sizer gauge set up here, the first step of this is in fact the M10 1.0, just to start it down your spark plug hole. Let's see. I wonder, I mean, my threads are so buggered up in there. I wonder how hard this is actually going to be to get it to proper. Just really leery. Okay, it does feel like it's starting to thread onto the spark plug threads now. Yeah, it's almost basically staying in position right now by itself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and elevate one of the sides of this guy again, just so that I do not actually drill through into the table. If your spark plug threads are buggered at all, or you're going to get a lot more resistance, so kind of be expecting that a little bit maybe. Okay, so I feel like it has all but bottomed out on the second thread pitch down there, and that's what I suspect is going on. So let's throw our T-handle on here. And now when I start cranking this, I'm going to just try to focus all my energy on staying nice and straight as I can anyway. And we're going to just start getting, probably put a little pressure on there. Oh, that feels weird. It slipped. Didn't like that at all. It's slipping, like I can feel it actually slip. So I don't know if that's, I suspect what that is a chunk of aluminum letting go from the new cut. But oh, there it goes again. It just feels like you're screwing up. I guess that's important to know. I'm putting some decent downward pressure here. Feels good. I mean, yep, let's see if I can feel that chip. Okay, and it is starting to pile up some debris. Some shavings are starting to come out. So you can't really see that maybe, but it's taking those shavings out. It's not that hard to keep it vertical. I'm thinking that something else that might help is find a socket or something that fits maybe perfectly around there and sleeve this thing with it, I'm not sure exactly. Well, I guess a spark plug socket would be ideal on that one. And drop that down in that hole, and anyway, that might kind of guide you, keep it a little straighter if you feel you must. But the fact that it's threaded into the actual spark plug OEM threads, assuming you have OEM threads left after whatever you've done to yours, it tells me everything's going to kind of be okay. Just checking progress underneath, make sure I haven't exceeded a 1/4 of an inch through. And we are cutting out quite a bit of material, so it does have to go ways down. It turns a lot easier than I anticipated, actually. So it just means that cutter is just really sharp. Does it stand? I mean, it ain't wobbling in there, so I'd say it's cutting it straight. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so the tip of the cutter is about between 1/8 and 1/4 inch from coming out of the bottom of the head right now. So we probably have another 4 or 5 turns before we're done. Take your time, make sure you stay as level as you can. not quite out yet. It's getting a little crowded on top. The height of this tool, should make the tool a little bit longer. Guess you could buy it. It's got a hex head on there, so maybe that's to be able to put an extension. I bet they sell that. Okay, we have reached very even. The tip of this cutter is even with the bottom of the inside of this head right now. I'll show that in a second. All right, so right now it's just coming even. You can see it penetrating right there, so kind of give you a better idea of what you're looking at, what you're doing here. It's got a good, good little bit of shavings coming out of there too, so that would all be down inside of your cylinder. I should have let all these collect up there just to show you exactly how many shavings this would amount to. A couple of grams, maybe a gram or two. So we don't need that wood block in there. This exhaust manifold will take care of keeping this thing off the deck. I don't think we're going to have much tool left to be able to effectively cut the seat. We're somewhere around 1/8 of an inch out right now. Let's see. I'm gonna go one more turn, and that'll be it. Actually, let's see what a half turn looks like. Yeah, finish that turn up. Alright, so it says 1/4 inch or 6 mil. Let's see where we're at. It's about 4 mil. Right there. I'm sure we don't have to be this exact, but come on. So we're at, looks like 5 mil. Looks like 1/4 inch. That's good enough for government work right there. Alright, so check to see where that tip is sitting. We're good. It's still elevated. Give this another 1/4-ish turn. Now we remove this part. We're supposed to insert our seat cutter. Let me read the directions again real quick. I haven't really read through this enough times to do that. Leave the step, tap in a hole, place the seat cutter over the shank tip. Seat cutter does 2 operations, yada blah. Okay, so we don't need any WD or anything yet. So we got to take this off, and I got to be able to fish this down on top of that unit there. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Use the handle because it's too deep in the hole. I can't fish it down with my finger. If you use this to feed it down, you should be able to feed that down right on top of the component. And then when you put this guy back on there, it will automatically connect and lock everything in, I think. I believe it's connected. The only way to know is you see this spin. No. Okay, so. Oh, I see. It's just spinning, I think, on that shaft cutting this seat. The T-handle is grabbing it. So we are trying to cut a very straight seat. I think we're there. I think it's turning. Let's see. Yeah, so you don't need much pressure on this actually. You're not turning it in any further. It's just using what you've done so far as a kind of a balancing post. I don't know how you're going to get yours out. Let's just say that. But I don't want to dump this. If I do dump this, I want to be very careful. Any shavings are going to go right into here. So let me pause this video and try to figure out how to get this out of here easily. We're going to have to go ahead and dump that upside down again in order to get it to fall out. Keep all the shavings from being able to drop down in. I don't know what it's doing, but I feel like it's destroying the tool is what it did. That's ridiculous. Okay, this is pretty aggravating. It actually destroyed the tips on here. So all it was doing, show you what it was doing. I've got it down inside this hole, and there is that. So hard to show here. Let me try to take my phone holder off. Hang on. Okay, so this spark plug hole has that outer ring, and then it's got that, you know, the lower inner ring. So I don't know why this would have busted off those inner teeth, because the inner teeth should be, yeah, they should just be cutting a seat, which it hasn't even touched that buggered up seat area that's on this thing. And this sucks. So you can just see it was just spinning on the outer ring, basically with these teeth. It wasn't doing anything. So I have no idea how this could possibly bust off all those teeth, but it sure did. Day one of using it. Inside the hole, it's the exact same problem in the upper left corner. I'm upside down in this video right now, so it hasn't even touched the seat down there, of course. And I need to extract this tool out of here now. Well, after looking at this tool, now I see exactly what would have done it. Is where this thing rests, the inner teeth grab on those. They sit right in that relief on those cutting tools. So with any given torque, I mean any given pressure at all, the the cutting teeth themselves literally just sheared off those inner teeth is what it did. That's all it was. It just sheared them off. So that doesn't work too well. Time Sert Spark Plug Repair Kit. Not too happy. This is really messed up, this head now. Because now I have a hole that's too big. And no way to repair that. One last look at the hole. So basically I'm just screwed.